What are you doing? What are you doing? Did you take some giggle juice? I figured I'd take some time out just to give you a, I guess, little talk about what Sasha has. Yes, I'm being photobombed by my cat. She's a lover. All the time we get questions and I try to answer them as best as humanly possible. Excuse the hot mess, I just got done. Huge workout at the gym. This little lady, she kicks my butt. Anyway, so we, start our channel in hopes to connect with other families who have children with a disability or other things going on. So, everybody can ask a question. I've met some really fantastic people through our channel. I mean, the love and support is phenomenal, more than I would ever get out of my own small town, and it's been really nice to connect with those people. And you always get that question, so I figured I would piece Sasha's special needs from A to Z in this little clip. Hopefully it's not too long, because everybody has a question, so I figured I'd try to answer it all. So Sasha was born normal birth weight, no signs of any problems at birth. It was about 24 hours after birth that she basically started having cardiac arrest and turned blue and could not breathe. So from our tiny little hospital in our community, it took her for about an hour drive down to Yukon, which is almost at the other end of the state, and she spent 4 months in the NICU there, where I then learned that she has the CMV virus. It's a very complex kind of thing. I'll try to leave links below. It's basically like when you get a common cold and you're pregnant, and it can lead to severity of different kinds of problems. And from there, Sasha went to spend 2 months at another hospital. She had feeding tube, she had oxygen, everything possible. They wouldn't allow her to come home finally until she passed an oxygen car seat desaturation test, is what they do. So they make sure in our long hour-and-a-half ride home that she wasn't going to desaturate and go into cardiac arrest, because we had a long trip home. She came home. Our first year was filled with, excuse the cat again, physical therapists, specialists, going back to Hartford once, twice a week. Our life was pretty much turned upside down, and it has probably, we're going to be 9 very soon. Sorry, I just had to think about that. And over those 9 years, I have learned a lot of new information and really had to dig deep into internet, asking people, doctors, specialists. Sasha could have been tested for the CMV virus, but nobody ever brought that to my attention when I was pregnant with her. Because of the CMV virus, Sasha has cerebral palsy, sensory issues. She's completely deaf on her right side. We go for a hearing test once a year in a soundproof booth to see how her hearing is. And recently her left side has started to decrease a little bit, so we're definitely keeping an eye on that. Hearing loss is a huge part of CMV. She wears bifocal glasses to go and try to basically put the eye muscles forward and connect them so one's not shifty, because if I showed you a picture when she was little, one eye was over here, one eye was over here, so they helped her connect focus. She actually has great vision, but they said because of her eye muscles that they could operate 10 different times, but they could still go back to the same spot. So I was never a big fan of cutting her open and experimenting on her, so we just wear the bifocals. She's had glasses since she's been about 3 years old. She's had seizures. Knock on wood that none of them have been needing medication or anything as of yet. Because of CMV too, she has a protruding chest bone out. Instead of it laying flat, it's called a bird's breast. They said it would be more cosmetic to put a brace on it where she starts going through puberty. If it was to sink in, they said it'd need to be fixed right away because it'd be affecting her respiratory, but we got lucky in that direction. She's missing the smaller ribs on her body on both sides. They just never properly formed with the CMV virus. She has calcifications on her brain due to it. She has brain damage. She's definitely motor delayed. She didn't start crawling until she was about 3. Didn't start walking until she's probably about 6. We still use AFO leg braces. I'm trying to think, I should have wrote it down. She has sensory issues, and this is why this is actually our playroom. But when my son got a new bed, he wanted to move his old trundle bed into here, and she wanted to call this her new room. So we've kind of set it up as a slash playroom slash sensory room slash Sasha's new bedroom, if you want to call it that. And she has a lot of sensory needs: touch, lights, new noises, textures, foods, you name it. She has a really hard time with new changes. You know, if we go out and we're like, oh, let's go try this, no, you have to make plans way ahead of time. It totally, we're going to Disney World on Thursday. We've had to explain that probably for the last 6 months, day by day, what we're going to do, what we're going to see, what we're going to touch. So it's not a new concept to her, because she just doesn't like to nosedive into any new kind of things. I'm trying to think. Her legs are very tight and stiff due to her spastic cerebral palsy. Her right side is definitely worse than her left. She gets sick very easily. She has a weakened immune system. The common cold makes her get her nebulizer machine out. She has asthma. She's always had respiratory issues. She has a lot of scarring tissue still on her lungs from everything that's going on. So hopefully this video took you down our path to special needs parenting a little bit better, and you can understand Sasha instead of piece by piece and what we're going through. But she's love of my life. She's a huge fighter in whatever she does in life. I've never seen anybody else fight as hard as she does for what she does in life. She knows she just has these cards stacked against her that much higher, and she fights 10 times harder than anybody I know. That sorry, I get all teary-eyed about it, but she is just a fighter. Like, there's nothing that can ever stop her. So I'm gonna start to cry, but she's just definitely my little fighter, and I couldn't find anybody better to love in this world. And she has taught me that, you know, you can say you're having a headache or a bad day, but that girl, I'm telling you, from somebody who they told me at the hospital point blank, you know, she's not coming home, and if she is, she's going to be in vegetative state and sitting in that wheelchair. She's going to be non-communicative, you know, if you're lucky, if she ever does come home. And that little girl has outpassed every expectation that anybody ever wanted out of her, and she amazes me each and every day. And if you ever have a question, feel free to ask. I'm very open to conversation. That's why we started our channel, I say yet again, so we can be one another. And I found some great people, and they've answered questions for me that I don't think doctors could ever answer, because doctors are great and they go to school and everything else and they learn things, but they don't have the hands-on experience that we as special needs parents live through it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a battle up and down.